Well, we're talking all about sliders. Various types of sliders. The ones that are in development. The ones that are through development. This is the second generation plastic Kettlewell Frictionless Mouthpiece. It's kind of rounded in shape to the lips, very comfy, and slides with no friction really. And what does a slider do? It allows you to move to note hole positions immediately. And you play it dry. Your lips aren't wet. And look at my lips. It's not a pucker, it's more relaxed. So your lip is relaxed and you relax while you play. It's a lot more comfortable. It brings mechanical advantage to the chromatic harmonica, was Howard's phraseology. It also provides a mechanical clip to the notes, so you get a real crisp change in the glissandos. And of course it allows two octave jumps, no problem. This is of course the new harp, the little punk. That's actually my first one I'm really going to market with, is this one. It's $8.99. Okay, so that's one type of slider, okay? Plastic, one piece, and 5 holes. You could make them with 1 hole. You could make them with 3 holes and a gap and 1 hole, right? Okay, so that's plastic. This is another form of slider. The first one that has bearings 1, 2, 3, 4 and Delrin on the underside, and it's made of aluminum. Okay? So it doesn't have much friction either because it's running on bearings on springs, and just that, the only thing it touches are the bearings and that little strip of Delrin, but most of the Delrin is holes, so there's very little friction here. I would like to anodize this, but this is another type, and I'd like to have something like this made to test for the little punk. Now, the other ones we have in development, and then I'm going to get into the new ergo ones, which is a whole new concept, but the one that Charlie is working on now is titanium. It's going to be very, very thin, and it'll probably just be a sleeve, kind of patterned after this, but very, very thin. We could also make one of these half as thick. We could, and it would work. The titanium one is going to be metal, and you'll just place it on here, and it'll do the same thing with a Delrin layer underneath the whole thing. So that's titanium. That's in development. But let me show you something else, okay? Look at the interface between my lips and the frictionless mouthpiece. See how easy that is to move? Let's take a look at the real shape of this contour, understanding that when you're playing on a slider, your lip is stationary. Well, let's take a look at the real shape. That's the real shape. The real shape of your face is curved. It's not flat. And since the slider sits permanently upon the lip, it could be an ergo slider that's shaped kind of like that. Maybe not this much, but basically some kind of curvature. And then if you look at your lips, they're not flat either. They're kind of like round balloons. So you could make a shape of the slider that's kind of like got the swoopies, you know, from the true shape of the outside, but then you have the lip shape, and that would probably look like a pagoda, you know, where your lips would sit there. These are called ergo sliders, ergonomic. I have ergo buttons, okay, and these are sure grip covers. Now we're looking at ergo sliders. Ergo sliders are the most, the one we're just starting to work on. But understand that you got this and this in half thickness, that's 2. This, that's 3. And then you could do this without the bearings, that would be 4. Titanium is 5. Ergo, at least 6 or 7. There are multiple designs for sliders that all will work. Because what these have in common, they all work. And I can't really say that I think that this one that was more money is better. I like the simplicity of this. I can clean it with a toothbrush. If it falls off, I don't care. You don't want to be dropping this. So I'm just saying, though, that when it comes to sliders, there's a lot of designs that I think are really cool. And as an example, I'd like to have this in a 1-hole model and in a 3-in-1. So we've got shaping, number of holes, material. There's a lot of different permutations. And so anyway, Tyler and I are working through all these prototypes. But that's slider world, and you'll probably, I remember this. But again, the shape of your mouth is not flat, and so the slider could be a little more comfy, and you could still do the tongue block. It would just be easier. Me, I like easy. See you.